Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is AlintheaYoh coming at you today with a deck profile, a debut one of a lovely deck that I basically just cannot wait to profile, and it is Metalfoes Yang Zing. Now, this deck is really awesome. It's a really nice take on how Yang Zings actually work, and just in general, I really do love it. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first off, starting us off, we have the 3 Secrets of the Yang Zing. Now, reason why we got 3 Secret of the Yang Zing, it's one of the most important Yang Zings in the deck. Simply because you can use it with Zhao and obviously all different ones, but mainly level 2 tuner, which you'll see in a second. So you can start going into Baxia loops, and that's one of the most important things that you actually do with this deck. So it's really, really important card. It kind of sucks drawing it, if I am honest. But overall, it's a really nice card, and it's a must at 3 in my opinion. I really do like it, and it has to be played. Next up, we have obviously the level 2. One of the core combos of this card is basically having 3 Yang Zings in your hand and a Metalfoe. You basically summon a Yang Zing and then activate the Metalfoe Pendulum Scale, and then you basically pop it, special summon this, discard 2, go nuts. So yeah, this is one of the most important cards as well. There are a lot of good ones, but yeah, overall, it's just one of the most key cards that you really need. The really nice thing about the Metalfoes that it really brings to the deck is that it simply means that you don't have to open with Zhao. You don't have to, and it's just really easily accessible. So a must at 3 in my opinion. Another one is Chai Wen. Another one that is just really key and important, and at 3 in my opinion, because you can just do so many plays, and especially you can activate its own effect off you destroying your own cards with the Metalfoes. So, you know, it's a really important card at that, and it just allows you to extend your plays. Being able to bring it back from the graveyard is really good. One thing to note, a very important one, obviously, if you activate the first effect when it's destroyed, special summon in the same turn, you can't activate its effect to special summon it from the grave, and then it's banished, obviously. You have to wait. So good ways to get around it is simply using as a food if you have it in your hand for this, and then you have it in the graveyard free of charge. So yeah, really, really good. Next up, going into the standard Yang Zings, we have 3 Suwani, just because Suwani's the best one of the best ones of the normals. You just basically have a big beta that you can basically just absolutely destroy your opponent with if you so need to. But it is just adding up some of the numbers to max out on the Yang Zings a little bit, so you can open them with as many as possible with the Metalfoe. So yeah, it's a really good card nonetheless. And you know, the 500 attack, extra attack and defense when you do destroy a monster, when you use it as a Synchro monster is really, really good. Then we have 3 Bian, sorry. Now, I've bumped Bian up slightly in this one, and I've actually reduced 2 Bixi. Now, there is reasoning behind this, of course. So, Bian is obviously a very important card, really good with Chai Wen, because you can use it with a lock with the Herald of Arc Light. And just in general, it's a really, really solid card, because honestly, I'd rather have beaters than defenders in this version of the build, because you don't normally sit back. You actually want to go out and want to destroy your opponent as quickly as possible and get control of the game and win it. So this card is just really good for that, and overall, really do love it. Again, standard. 2 Bixi, as I said earlier, and you know, the invulnerability to traps is really good, but there aren't that many traps running around currently in a lot of decks, so it's kind of a little bit not needed, but it's still a good level 2. And then finally the 1 Paolu. It's a level 1, really good, just to stop any spells that are a bit annoying that are going to try and destroy anything like that. So really good card. Use it wisely though, use it very wisely. Then going on to the Metalfoes, we have the first one, which is a pendulum scale of 8, and that is Steal-In. Steal-In, they basically, if you don't know what they do, they all have the same effect of you can target card, face up other card on your side of the field and destroy it, and then you set to a Metalfoes spell or trap card directly from your deck. Now, of course, if you are setting a trap, you can't activate it in the same turn. But it does mean that you can set one of the spell cards and then use it if you really need to, or you're mainly going to be getting the traps, because the way that the whole works, I'll talk about it in a little bit, but the way that it works is that you basically will get a Baxia out Baxia will destroy the trap card to special summon a to special summon a Yang Zing from your graveyard. Then the trap card will activate, so you can search out a Metalfoes pendulum monster, and then you can do pendulums and use the tuner that you got back with Baxia, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of really good ways that you can build this deck. One important thing I do want to note before I go any further is that Secret is a level 7 scale, and the highest that you have is level 7, which is one of the Metalfoes, so it doesn't really interact badly in any way, shape or form. So stealing as an 8 is really good. Then we have Silvered, or Silver D, or whatever you want to say it. That is our scale 1, exactly the same thing. One thing to point out, Stealing's defense stats are pretty good for a level 3, for a level 2. This is level 3, and again, same effect, but it's a level 1. So it's important to note there. You want more level 1s in my opinion. But yeah, so next up we have Gold Reaver, or Gold Driver, however you want to say it. Again, it's a level 4, really nice actually, because it's level 4 on 1/9 beta, so that's pretty decent. And a scale 1 again, so obviously pretty decent. And then finally we have Volflame. Volflame is here because it's a level 8. It's a it's a scale 8 and level 7. And just in general, it's still good. You can pendulum summon it if you have the other Metalfoes, the scale 1 and 8, because this is a 7, so it fits in. If you have secrets, unfortunately, you can't pendulum summon it because it has to be between 2 and 6. So, yeah, you know, it makes sense. But it's still good as a beta and anything like that, so I do like it. So then going on to the spells, we have 3 Yang Zing Path. Now, you might say Yang Zing Path at 3 is a little bit much. Since I do have 3 secrets, I can just search this out easily. Well, yes, but I never really have this card live. Maybe 9 out of 10 duels, or maybe 1 out of 10 duels, sorry, it is dead. But that's only in the opening hand. And if you do, for example, get Effect Veiled on your Zhao 2, then you can still really pull it back and do really well. So it's really good, searchable, everything's amazing about it, so I still like it at 3. If you need more space, you can put it at 2 if you so wish, but I recommend 3. 2 Twin Twister, this is just here because, you know, back row, you want to make sure that you're not going to get hit by anything. And just in general, good, but you do have your Bixi to, you do have your Baxia spins, so don't forget about that. Then we have one Metafilter Fusion. This card's actually really decent. I really do like it. The artwork on it as well is really, really nice. But the reason why I like this card is you don't often pull it off, if I'm completely honest, because it means that you'll probably have to have at least one Metalfoes in your pendulum zone with either a secret or another Metalfoes, and then you have to have 2 other Metalfoes monsters. So over the course of time, over the course of the duel, you can do that. You don't want this card in your opening hand or anything like that because it's a bit dead. But the really good thing I like about it is that you can instantly shuffle it back into your deck for a free draw, which is the best thing about it, and that's the only reason you'll ever need 1. Because if you want to do more in this version, if you want to do more fusion summoning with the Metalfoes, you can just search it, so it's not a problem. So I really like the card. Being able to shuffle it back in so it's not a dead card is absolutely amazing. And then finally the 1 Soul Charge. We are Yang Zings. We do have the capacity to build very big boss monsters with very big good immunities and very big boards. So yeah, Soul Charge makes sense. And then finally going on to the traps, we have 2 Zephyr Divine Strike. So Zephyr Divine Strike is here in basically temporary placement until we get 9 branches of the Yang Zing coming out in the next set, which is also a counter trap. So Zephyr is still really good though, because obviously you have your secrets on the extra deck that you will be getting on there, because every time I go through the loops and the plays, there's always at least 1 secret on top of your extra deck for fuel for Divine Strike. So really good card. It's actually needed in my opinion. 3 is way too much. 2 is a solid number, and just because, as I said, you can search it. You can have it in your opening hand. It's not too bad, but yeah, you don't want too many. So 2 strike is really good. Next up, we have 2 Metalfoes combination. And basically this card is alright, its normal effect is alright, but the most important effect is when it's destroyed, you can add a Metalfoes pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, which is the most important thing, because as I was saying earlier, when you have 1 Metalfoes pendulum, you open with 1 and then you go through the loops. Baxia will destroy this and then allow you to search out the completed scale, so then you can make pendulum summons. So this is why this is important. 3 is too cloggy, 2 is perfect in my opinion. Really good card. Then the other Metalfoes trap card is Counter. So I can never remember what this does. It's so funny. If this card you control is destroyed by battle or... if 8 cards you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon 1 Metalfoes monster from your deck. And that's basically what it does. You know, that's what you're mainly using it for. I always forget it. I don't know why. It just never sticks with me, that one. But yeah, as I said, it's really good. You can set it from the deck. It's good. You can search it from your deck to your hand. And also you can search out a pendulum from your deck to your hand. And you can special summon it from deck. So, yep, banging. And then finally we have the 1 Solemn Warning, just because Solemn Warning is awesome, in my opinion, and will never not be awesome. Going on to the extra deck, we have a lot. So we have Nirvana High Paladin. This card is absolutely incredible, insane, and a really good card in this deck. So if you don't know what it does, its pendulum effect is when a pendulum summons pendulum monster attacks, after the damage step, all your opponent's monsters until the end of the turn lose attack equal to the attacking monster. So if I attack with a pendulum summon monster that is a 1000 attack, then all my opponent's monsters after that battle will lose 1000 attack. So it's really good. Then the most important things are it's level 10 and it is a level 8 with level 8. It is a scale 8 and 3000 attack, 3300 attack, and obviously the defense is quite irrelevant, but it's 2500 if you did want to know. And basically it requires 1 tuner or 1 or more non-synchro monsters, and 1 or more non-tuner synchro monsters, sorry. But you can substitute a pendulum summoned pendulum monster as the tuner. So it's really spot on thing, because you can just summon out one of your level 2 Metalfoes and pendulum summon it, and then use like Abaxia for example. So really good. So that is the requirement. Then we get into the monster effects, which there are 3 of. When it is summoned by a pendulum summoned pendulum monster as a tuner, then you get to add a card from your graveyard to your hand. Really good. When it destroys your opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you half your opponent's life points. Oh dear god. And then when it is destroyed by battle or card effect, you get the choice to put it into your pendulum zone. And because it is a scale 8, it's really good. So you don't turn off any of your plays, you don't block your scales. It's really nice card, and I absolutely love it. Next up, we have the best card of the deck. Excuse me, I don't know where my other ulti's gone. It's actually vanished from the face of the earth, so which is really devastating, and I don't know why, but whatever. So, amazing card. Amazing card. The main thing that you will be looping into is this, just constantly going into it with secrets and Zhao 2, and just destroying the back row, destroying the monsters, bringing everything back. It's absolutely amazing. Constantly I go through this card, just a ridiculous amount, and it's not uncommon for me to go through 3 of them in one turn just doing the plays. So yeah, really good, and I'll show you another card that it goes well with in a second. Then we have a Void Ogre Dragon. Just, you know, we can make it easily and we can lock our opponents down if we're going through our plays. Depends on how we want to do it. Really good. Trishula is just amazing as usual, so I love Trishula. If I'm playing a Synchro deck and I can make Trishula, I'll put it in. Clearwing is obviously very good because you can make it very easily. You can go into your ranks, level 7 Synchros, and then use like a Chai Wen as level 1 to go into it. So it just depends how you want to do it, but yeah, really good card. Next up for the level 7s, we have Yazzie. Yazzie's obviously a very important one. I don't play more than 1 because I just don't have the space. But yeah, really good card. Next up, Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Still a really good card, and one that I would really recommend. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. Now, this is actually a really important one because it can allow for extension of play. So what a lot of people forget about is that it has another effect instead of just your opponent can't activate monster effects in the battle step. Or in the battle phase, sorry. You can special summon, when this card special summons, you can special summon a pendulum monster from your pendulum zone. So if you do want to make those extra plays, those extra pushes, you can do that. So that's why it's here. Really good card still nonetheless. Even if it didn't have the first effect, it'd be absolutely amazing. Next up we have Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon making his debut on my channel. I absolutely love this card. Getting those Chai Wens out of your hand is just absolutely incredible for free pops. And it is a tuner. So, you know, win-win. So, a really good one. Next up, Menara. High speed ride. This card just wins games on its own. Just by being able to pop your opponent's life points constantly and just keep increasing. You can use this with Bian and Zhao 2, and then it won't die by battle. You can use it with Soani and Chai Wen, and it will just be on, what is it? It'll be on 2,500 straight away, and then when it declares an attack, it'll be on 2,700. Second attack, it'll be on 2,900. So you are obviously building up a lot of attacks. Next up, we have the final Synchro, which is Herald of Arclight. As I said earlier, nice move with Bian and Chai Wen. Means that it can't die by battle, and you can basically just keep it there until you want to negate something. So yeah, or you're forced out to, one or the other. Next up, we have number 38, Hope... I can never get it right. Hope Harringer, Dragon, Titanic, Galaxy. That's a mouthful. Just absolutely incredible cards. Normally, I will... some really hilarious boards are ending it with, like for example, a Void Ogre. This because of the two Baxias, and then a Nirvana High Paladin with like a Divine Strike in my back row. So there's just mental things you can do with this deck. I just implore you to play it. But it is actually very important for when you don't kill your opponent or you're going first. You can lock them down and just make life difficult for them. And then finally we have Oracle, the only one fusion that I do play, so the Metalfoes fusion is live. It's the best one just because it does piercing damage, and that's basically why I run it. So it's an extra monster, it's level 8. You don't really do much with it apart from just summon it as a beta because you know it is 2/8 attack, so pretty solid. But that is it, guys. That is the Metafilter Zing deck profile. I hope you did enjoy it. As I said, I've been having a lot of fun with this deck. I was waiting a long time for it. It's just absolutely amazing. I really do love it, and I'm so glad that I can play it. But I cannot wait, hopefully, to play it at full power when Denlong comes out and when 9 Branches also comes out in the next set. But that is a little bit of a while away. So, I want to know what you guys think of the deck. Let me know down in the comment section below how good you do think it is. Make sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.